Hello and welcome to another MCO update on Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to rally. We have no sign of a top yet. And the key level that I shared with you in the last update that needs to be broken to the downside to suggest that wave A has topped is still holding. Okay, so here on the daily time frame, we are still in our white scenario. Quick reminder, the white scenario is still preferred. We've been talking about the A wave that's unfolding for many weeks now. And actually, we've been talking about the ABC structure that's expected to take us to round about 130K for months already in December, January. The idea was that after this wave 4 correction, we should see an ABC structure to the upside. Now, recently in April, as you probably know if you've been watching the updates, if you've been following the videos either here on YouTube or in our members area, then you know that the idea was that a wave 4 bottomed in the support area, in the trading area. We had signals, very early signals. We even had a signal that we are very close to a reversal back in February. You might remember that. The oversold RSI on the daily chart. That was a clear signal. I made a specific video about that on the MCO Global channel. Just in case you missed that one, it might be useful for next time. It might be useful for a bear market. Just needs to be approached a little different in a bear market. I can make a follow-up video about that if you're interested. But that was a great signal. Hopefully it helped you because an oversold RSI on the daily chart, even though it sounds so simple, it is a 90% success signal on Bitcoin, yeah, on the Bitcoin chart. But again, you have to approach it from the right perspective. It doesn't mean that this is the low, but it was very close. And the reward to risk ratio when Bitcoin is oversold on the daily chart is great. I also shared back in February, March, different other indicators with you guys. Some of them also in our members area, some of them here on YouTube, some of them on the MCO Global channel, and that was hopefully helpful as well. So Elliott Wave, together with some of those on-chain indicators, suggested we are close to a reversal. We then really had the first evidence of an upside reversal. I can't remember when exactly it was, but I was tracking it already early in April that we were going up further, and it's developed since then. That rally has pushed into the 100K region now. It is that 5-wave move that I was watching for as well. And it's a very healthy 5-wave move now. What can I say? So that means now, I think this week was the first week that I really said that we now have a very healthy 5th wave. Yeah, on Saturday or Friday last week, it was already like, okay, it can be a 5-wave move. Yeah, look, it does look like 5 waves. But now we actually have a very healthy 5th wave in there. So what does it actually mean? You know, why do we need to watch for these 5-wave patterns? So it's all about having that series of higher highs and higher lows, right? So we know that after 5 waves, probabilities increase that a pullback starts. So we just need to be ready for a B wave correction. That doesn't mean I'm waiting for it. I mean, some people then comment, you know, does that mean we're now waiting for a B wave pullback? I mean, I don't know. It depends on what the plan is, what your plan is. But I wouldn't. I mean, watching for a B wave pullback is what we're doing. Not sure if waiting is the right word, but we're watching for it. We're now we're not waiting, because waiting means, what does waiting mean? Waiting means I have a plan maybe, and I want to buy the B wave pullback. I mean, if that's a plan, that can mean we want to wait for a B wave pullback. But from an analysis point of view, obviously I have to be a bit more neutral, because, I mean, what does waiting mean? It could mean that, you know, I wanted to buy the B wave pullback, maybe, you know, but I'd also have no problem with further extensions in wave A, because if I already bought back in March and February, then I would want the price to go up further. So I don't really care, you know. It's about being neutral about what the price is doing, and then just being able to react. Whatever the market is doing, really. And the analysis just helps us to understand what the implications are. So at the moment, I can still call that a 5-wave move up. That's bullish. The risk has increased, though, for a B-wave pullback, and that could happen at any point now. That's important to understand, okay? So, for example, what could it mean? It could mean if you're over-positioned, you want to be aware that that B-wave pullback can happen at any point. So, you also need to be aware where support lies, which is around 80.2K. So, in a B-wave pullback, the market can get into that area, and that should not surprise you or shock you when we go there, okay? So that means you have to manage your position size. So I did that yesterday. Some of you know that I bought in February, March when that signal hit, and I have taken some profits yesterday. I'm very happy with that, but only partial profits. So if it goes up higher, which it might do, then I'll probably take a little more profit. But that's only the position I bought in February, March. I haven't even touched yet my core position that I bought in the bear market. But it means about being comfortable with risk. And that is why everybody is on their own journey, right? Because everybody's got a different risk tolerance. It's very important, yeah? But yeah, I just want to explain again that the trend is still up. We've got that 5-wave move up. The plan is still coming together nicely. We are watching for an ABC structure. The white count is the expected outcome. That doesn't mean it has to play out, but so far it is playing out. And I don't see a long trade setup right now. There was one in February, March, April. This is not a long trade setup, but there could be one if we get a B-wave pullback. I think that's a very important statement. Now, you can always trade it against the last low, right? But then just be aware that the risk has increased, okay? I would still like to see that rally to 130K, so that's unchanged. Thanks so much for watching the videos on this YouTube channel. If you've been thinking about joining MCO as a member, now might be a great time. You can use the link in the video description and apply the discount code right below it. You will get 50% off your first month of our Gold membership, and you can explore everything we offer. It's the easiest way to test the membership, see if it's a good fit for you, and get a feel for the community, join the conversation, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in our member area. This gives us the daily chart overview, really. I mean, it takes a break minimally below 93,460 to really have a good confirmation that this B-wave pullback has started. But if you think that's far away now, it is. That's why I have some levels available for you to watch on the smaller time frame. I also wanted to take a quick look at Bitcoin dominance, actually, just because the altcoins are pushing, but we don't really have a very clear reversal signal to the downside yet. Yeah, we have a bit of a dip there. That could be a top. I mean, we've reached the 78.6 retracement. So, but again, it just hit the fib level, yeah. It could still stretch to the yellow line, no problem. You need to understand what the extent of that move is. Do we have any 5-wave move down, which would be questionable anyway on a chart like that, because I wouldn't use it for micro analysis, okay? Important is, I think, to understand that we are quite overstretched to the upside. We have reached resistance. We have to be ready for a downturn. I still want to see that. It's on the chart. I just can't confirm yet it started because everything has been going up, altcoins and Bitcoin. But I mean, it does look a little bit like it could have topped. Yeah, we have broken at least some previous swing lows, which is kind of new because since March, this has just been printing higher highs and higher lows all along. Now we've taken out 1, 2, 3 swing lows. So yeah, I mean, the signal is potentially coming together, right? It's just that there isn't enough structure in there to really work with it. All of these previous movements to the downside look corrective, but be aware, I mean, you get messy. You sometimes get moves like this one as well back in November. I mean, that was maybe a mini altcoin season, but it was just too, I mean, there was not enough structure in there, right? I mean, it's a Bitcoin dominance chart. We can't really rely on micro analysis, but I show it to you because, I mean, that E-wave down is due, right? That move down is due. Been talking about it, for some time now, but obviously it's about being aware of it and then taking this together with altcoin analysis. And if we have some local setups on the altcoin charts, which we had and still have, then together with a decline in Bitcoin dominance, that can be a good statement, good signal for the altcoin sector. They are still due a rally, you know that. Been tracking VeChain, charts like VeChain, Link that are still all due a rally. So, yeah, let's see if it continues to go further down. Shorter time frame for Bitcoin, really not a lot to add to yesterday's update, but I promised you a level that we can track here, which is 99,927. The price formed a kind of a double top situation there, which is not really a very clear top signal, so we might get another high. But yeah, 99,927, that would be a first signal. If that level gets broken, that's the alarm clock, that's, that's the first signal that the uptrend is broken, breaking below 99,927. In yesterday's, one of my signals yesterday that I shared in our membership, I explained, hold on, what was the wording? Just trying to, don't want to make a, yeah, I might not find it yet. No, the idea was that Bitcoin could quite comfortably still stretch to that $103,000 level, which it's done, right? And then, yeah, just waiting to see now if the market, yeah, I can't find it now. Anyway, but that was the commentary. Could quite comfortably still stretch to that $103,000 level. We've done that, and now it's about, yeah, just watching for a local top. Oh yeah, the wording was Bitcoin could still extend comfortably to $103,000 in its fifth wave. However, 5 waves from the April low have formed, so I'm now watching for signs of a potential price top. Yeah, and then it's about understanding what would be such a signal. Well, it would be a 5-wave move down on the nano level and a break below 99,927. Better signal would be a break below 95,850, and then here the 6th of May low. But it always depends on how much evidence do you actually need, right, as a trader. So yeah, that's what I'm watching here on the Bitcoin chart. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. By the way, as a member, you also get access to member-only videos, short-term updates on Discord if you're a gold member. Every member gets access to our member live stream on Sunday. I guess it will be busy. So yeah, if you have any questions about charts, either ask them on Discord. We have a question section, or keep them for Sunday for our live stream. It's perfect. It's a perfect, let's say, framework to connect and share thoughts around charts. Yeah. Thanks so much. Bye bye.